to the explanation part of the poem, that is a roadside stand. That is, the little house, old house was out with a little new shed in front at the edge of the road where the traffic sped. A roadside stand that too pathetically pled. It would not be fair to say for the dole of bread, but for some money, the cash, whose flow supports the flower of cities from sinking and withering paint. So here, what is this roadside stand? It is why they have just put the roadside stand here. The owner of the roadside stand, he is just expecting to attract the city people. So here, the little old house which is on the roadside, and the owner, he has built it temporarily to send or to put a vending stall to sell some goods. So it is clear by these lines that they are not begging. They just don't want to beg, but instead of that, they wanted to sell the things and get the money, that is the cash money, by which they could lead a happy life and survive. So here, which traffic is referred to here? So here, the traffic which is referred here is the cars or the vehicles that the rich people, they are just going to the various cities or to going from one place to another, maybe in doing some business work or to make money there. But here, he is just setting up the sole expectation. Here just they wanted so they are having that expectation that the city people, they should give some money in their hands so that they can survive. So here, dole of bread. So dole of bread means here they don't want to beg, but they are just doing for their survival here, so that they can survive here. The next one, the polished traffic passed with a mind ahead, or if ever aside a moment, then out of sorts at having the landscape marred with the artless paint of signs with N turned wrong and S turned wrong, offered for sale berries in a wooden quads. Quads are containers here. So here, what do you mean by polished traffic? So polished traffic, it is referring the city folk who are just passing lavishly in their vehicles. It also portrays the insensitivity, attitude and the appearance of the city people. They appear to be polished outside by their minds. They do not understand the suffering of the poor people. Means they are dressed up in a very good manner, but in their minds they are not going to understand the sufferings of these poor people. So here, they are sophisticated city people, they are just passing in their vehicles. Even their mind, they are only focused to their some destination where they wanted to go. Their mind is set. Maybe they are going to make the money or from going for a business purpose and all. So they do not generally stop or show concern to these poor people. And if they are just paused to have a look at them, they think that these rustics, they spoil the beauty of the landscape. They don't show any annoyance as the direction, their signs, they are also turned wrong. And they do not show any interest in the things is being sold by them, such as the blackberries which are kept in a wooden craters. So here, passed with a mind ahead means the city people, those who are passing by this roadside stand, they are self-centered and their minds, they are occupied with greed for money and ambition. So the roadside stand has put up an S and N mark, which is indicating the directions of south and north respectively, but these signs have been placed wrongly. Next one, or crook-necked golden squash with silver wards, or beauty rest in a beautiful mountain scene. You have the money, but if you want to be mean, why keep your money and go along? So roadside stands owners, they sell wild berries in their wooden containers with silver lump on it, and these city dwellers, they disapprove this. So moment of the respite is felt in beautiful surroundings. So city folk feels that the roadside people, they spoil the beauty of these mountain scenes. They have money, but they are selfish. They do not want to share their money, but they get angry with these rustics. Rustics here is the village people whom they won't understand. So here, every city people, they do not buy these articles from the roadside stand. They ask the city men to keep their money with them and leave the roadside stand without further bargaining or commenting. So the hurt to the scenery wouldn't be my complaint so much as the trusting sorrow of what is unsaid. Here, far from the city, we make a roadside stand and ask for the city money to feel in hand and try if it will not make our being expand and give us the life of moving pictures. Promise that the party in power is said to be keeping from us. Here, the poet, he does not want to complain about or to harm these people, those who are causing natural scenery. He is more concerned with the pain and sorrow of their unsaid words, which they are not going to express. They are not going to share their feelings and all with the city people. Here, the country folk, they trust their rich brothers in cities, that thinking that they would come and help them, but when they feel sad when their trust is broken by these people. They said nothing but their ugly facial expression. It's and even their silence faces without saying any word, and their cold and indifference. The silence speak about their cold and indifferent attitude towards rural people. So these villagers, they establish roadside stand far away from the city in hope that some money from city dwellers would pass into their hands so that they can sustain their livelihood and could lead a better life like them. But their promises failed to do so. Even the politicians, they only make false promises to provide a better living conditions here. So the trust is completely broken in these lines. So it is in the news that all these pitiful kin are to be bought out and mercifully gathered in to live in villages next to the theater and the store, where they won't have the thing for themselves anymore. So here the poet, he remarks that he has heard the news that all poor people whom the poet considered as relatives would be drawn out from their uh, properties, their lands. Their lands would be bought or acquired by the commercial developments. They want the stand owners to vacate the place and shift to their villages. They promise the villagers with a respectable living space in the village. But but in the villages they need not concerned about their sustenance. However, they will turn these people into aimless wanderers who only eat and watch movies. All their creative pursuits with stopped. So here These rich people, they spend their money in the theaters and stores. Instead, they don't want to give them. So the teaching of the selfish rich make them to sleep peacefully all day, and the poor are deprived of their sleep at night. So here, while greedy good doers, while greedy good doers, uh, beneficent beasts of prey swarm over their lives, enforcing benefits. They are calculated to soothe them out of their wits, and by teaching them how to sleep, they sleep all day. Destroy the sleeping at night the ancient way. So here the people, they'll be settled in the villages and given jobs. These false promises they are making. So that's what the developers they have told them. They told them. But in fact, these businesses are serving their own interest. They will turn these people with the meager wage earners working in the night shift and sleeping during the day and make false promises. They teach these innocent people to sleep over or ignore their sufferings. But in reality, they snatch their peaceful moments and sleep through exploitation here. Sometimes I feel myself I can hardly bear the thought of so much childish longing in vain, the sadness that lurks near the open window there, that waits all day in almost open prayer. For the squeal of brakes, the sound of stopping car, and of all the 1,000 cars that pass. So here, the poet he is finding out the unbearable to see this childish longing of the people. What do you mean by childish longing here? Means the poor people, they are uncertain, having full of expectation from the city people that they are going to have the city money. So city money is the childish longing here, like the small children's, whatever they want. If they want a toffee or a chocolate, they want it. They don't want anything, they want chocolate means only chocolate. So that is known as childish longing. So here it is the vein in the rich city people that they do not have the generosity to help. They don't want to help the poor one. So here there is a great deal of sadness as the stand owners, they wait near the open window and they are praying for the people to stop there. They wait for the loud shrieks when they are hearing the sound of the brakes or the sound of the stopping car or the people at the stand. So they feel cherished at the possible arrival of the customer to buy their things. But what happens here? Their hope becomes zero when one car out of the thousands will stop and inquire about the prices of the products. Okay. So just one. So open window means open window. They are just standing there, acquiring. They are just thinking about expecting the city money to stop the car and help them. But here, next one, just one to inquire that farmers' prices are, and one did stop, but only to plow up grass. In using the yard to back and turn around, and another to ask the way to where it was bound, and another to ask could they sell it a gallon of gas. They couldn't this, they had none, didn't it see. So here, when one of the car it stops, their hopes they are shattered. They digs up the grass and use the yard to back and turn around. And another stops only to ask the direction. So when the first car is stopping, they use the yard in order to turn back. Means they are just coming there, stopping and turning back because of the wrong direction, or they came before or far away from that particular distance from where they were traveling. So when the second car it stopped, so it is asking, and when the third car owner, it is asking him for the requirement of the gas. So here sometimes some motoristic they stop to enquire if they could get a gallon of gas from the stand. The people at the stand, they know specially that these motorists, whatever they are just wanted to inquiring for the gas, they don't have anything here. They are not selling the gas, but still they come and ask them. Turnover means flow out. Now, know in the country money, the country scale of gain, the requisite lift of spirit has never been found, or so the voice of the country seems to complain. I cannot help owning the great relief it would be to put these people at one stroke out of their pain. And then next day, as I come back into the same, I wonder how I should like you to come to me and offer to put me gently out of my pain. So here, the poet he notes sadly that the prosperity in the city is not trickling down the villages at all. No amount of material gains in the country is uplifting the villagers. Means they are not going to help any villagers. No rich people want to help the poor one. This you can see everywhere. So here the spirit of these poor people, they remain depressed because of their poverty. So the people from countryside, they complain of the backwardness of the countryside people, these villagers. So the poet, he accepts that it would be a great relief work to kill all the poor people. For him, mass killing is the easiest way. So what does the poet want at one stroke? So what he want? He wanted to liberate these poor people from the poverty at one stroke. Means he don't want to kill them. Here, the poet accepts that it would be a great relief to kill all the poor people. Means he don't want to kill here. Here he wants that. He wanted to remove. He wanted to liberate the poor people from the poverty at one stroke. Okay? He wanted to give some relief that the people, they should be liberated from their pain in one stroke. So the poet first longs for the killing of all the poor at one stroke, but he regains wisdom. He thinks that it is waste and inhuman idea to kill all the poor. He thinks that he should be killed so that he won't see the miserable plight of the poor people. And he wanted to liberate these people from the poverty, the pain, whatever they are having, the miserable conditions